A quick new idea daily from the world's greatest TEDx talks. I'm your host, Atossa Leoni, and this is TEDx Shorts. Francys Johnson says that so much about the evolution of the United States, from dramatic gaps in income earnings to discrepancies in medical care, comes from something invented: race. Francys is a civil rights lawyer, pastor, and educator who reminds us that to see beyond race, we need to remember our shared experience as humans.
Here are three things that I know about American racism. First, that race itself is a fiction. Secondly, racism as a theory, practice, and discrimination matters. Racism matters. And third, people matter more. Race is a fiction. Scientists in this room will tell us that race has no biological meaning at all, that we all belong to the same species and share and have a common origin. And if that is true, and that is a earth-shattering idea in and of itself, that race, which is so closely tied to identity in this country, is a complete social construct, that it does not exist. If that is true, then all persons possess the same faculties for attaining the highest levels of intellectual and economic and political and social and educational achievements. And where there are gaps in achievements between groups of people, and there certainly are major gaps, that they're not on the account of the color of a person's skin. They're not attributable to race, but they are attributable to racism as practice in discrimination. Race is a fiction, but racism matters. My wife, Dr. Mika Renee Williams Johnson, who is an alumni of this institution as well, we have 3 children. We have a 17-week-old Langston Hughes Elijah Johnson. He joins his brother Thurgood Marshall Joshua and Frederick Douglass Caleb. But race still matters in his life, although both his parents have received a partial fulfillment of the democracy for which we belong. We both have doctorate degrees from this institution. But race still plays an exaggerated role in his life. As a matter of fact, Langston has twice the chance of a white child and 3 times the chance of an Asian child, according to the National Center for Health Statistics, of dying during infancy. If Langston survives childhood at all, he would more likely have attended a crumbling and underperforming school that does not give him a world-class education, preparing him for global opportunities. That if he's ever accused of crime, of whether he'll be pulled over by the police or not in the first place. If he is accused of crime, whether he will be tried as a juvenile or as an adult, what kind of plea bargain he will be offered, if he will be tried under the death penalty. From the cradle to the grave, racism, a theory, practice, and discrimination matters. And it matters for this reason. Race, and like all of the other isms, is legally constructed, socially maintained, politically expedient, and still confers too many economic benefits. Here's what I know. People matter more. The values that we share in this representative democracy, I believe, are shared by all people. The fact that we all should have a right. We all believe that our children deserve the very best education that will prepare them for those global opportunities that we discussed earlier. We believe that our communities should be built, and if they are not, they should be rebuilt in such a way that it promotes healthiness and wholeness, good places to live, work, and play. That if we have to stand before bars of justice, that we should stand regardless of our walk of life on equal footing. These are shared values that we can all rally around. These shared values, if we put people over politics, politics is who gets what, when, where, and how, we will find the solution to overcoming race. And people are already doing this. Communities who normally would have been separated by language and culture and all other kinds of things that continue to demand that they are separated are coming together. And a strange type of fusion is taking place, that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Not just in individual pockets, but across the South, a new Southern strategy is emerging. And so in that lies a great power if we harness it, if we are willing to struggle with and finally confront race, to deconstruct it where it legally exists and is practiced through institutions, where it is socially maintained across society, where it is still politically expedient for politicians to urge an old Southern strategy to divide and conquer people, separate them and tell them how different they are from one another. And if we root up and destroy any economic benefit conferred by race classification, it is only then that we will overcome it. There's an exciting group that's taking shape in North Carolina. They call themselves Moral Monday. It's fascinating because people who would have normally been working in their silos on their individual isms, sexism and homophobism and classism and racism, are coming together and realizing that at the root of all of the isms are conferred economic benefits, political expediency, a social maintenance that we all have unconsciously and sometimes consciously participated in, and a legal construct that says if it is not a part of the dominant group, then it is other. That the dominant group is supreme, whether it's with race and white supremacy, and as such, it should be privileged, as in race in terms of white privilege. And so Moral Monday is sweeping across the South, and it has a potential if we are willing to struggle. And across all these isms, we will work to dig up and deconstruct its legal construction, its political expediency, its social maintenance, and its economic benefits. Because we've got promises to keep. And the woods, I know, are lonely, dark, and deep. But as an association, as individuals, as those whose birthright is to take America as we find it and to make it a more perfect union, we've got miles and miles to go before we sleep.
The TEDx talk you just listened to was recorded at a TEDx event in Athens, Georgia. All TEDx events are independently organized by volunteers who believe in TED's mission of ideas worth spreading. Special thanks to the organizing team at TEDxUGA. Want to listen to more TEDx talks? Visit our website at ted.com/TEDxShorts. I'm Atossa Leoni. Thanks for listening, and see you tomorrow.